Well, it's a beautiful day today. We finally got spring. Praying and hoping Florida will be in the works for us. But it's all in God's will. That's a lot of the problems with people. They don't trust God like they say they do. They claim Him with their lips, but their hearts are far from Him. It's like people always say they have faith in the Lord. But there's many people that have to know the history of everything. And that's not real faith. I think of Thomas when I think of people that talk about faith. It's wrong. Thomas said he wouldn't believe unless he saw and could put the finger inside the holes of Jesus. And if that's the case, then why do you even believe in God? That's what people need to ask, is why do they believe in God? What makes them have faith? What's their relationship like with the Lord? That's what I ask all people, because Jesus said it is better to not see than it is to see and still believe. And we're heading towards Easter, but I call it Estora. And that's part of the reason why I believe, is because I asked God a question after someone told me that we shouldn't celebrate holidays and birthdays. And I said, no, we can celebrate holidays and birthdays. What's wrong with you? We're supposed to celebrate. And this is my beginning of my walk. And I went into my bedroom, looked out my window, grabbed my yellow NLT Bible, and I tell you what, it's the only book in there that says exactly what I'm about to tell you. It's the only version, I should say, not the only book, but the only version. It pretty much, I flipped it open. I said, Lord, you're going to answer me with this book. And I didn't have any creases in it. First time I read it, and everybody knows when you read it the first time, you really don't catch much. Catch little things here and there, but it didn't crease. And I just remember flipping open to Zephaniah 1:8. Didn't look at no headings. I didn't look at anything but Zephaniah 1:8 right after I had asked the Lord if it was okay. And it says He is going to punish those who celebrate pagan traditions. I know it says princes and all that, but to me, all I read was He was going to punish those who celebrate pagan traditions. And I was like, whoa, God, you answered me that quick. And there was one other question He had answered beforehand. It talked about the homosexuality thing. I said, oh, it's okay. This is when I had a Facebook. I said, it's okay to be a homosexual. As long as we're not cheating on anybody, God's okay. God is love. That was my thing. And I decided to ask God. It was more of a question that I had inside, more than I had outside. And He said nothing. He had someone knock on my door without me even asking them the question. They were actually Jehovah's Witnesses, which their religion's all false. But they showed me in the Bible, without me even asking them, where homosexuality is a sin. And so I was like, whoa, I didn't even have to ask God, and I didn't have to ask these people the question. God answered my question without me even asking. And that's honestly where my walk started, was asking God questions. And people always assume they know things because a pastor said it. I can honestly say I have never been taught by a pastor. I literally have been taught by God. And my husband and everybody told me I was crazy once. And I said, Lord, am I crazy? And He took me to a Bible verse. And it said, I want to say it was in John, the book of John. Not 1 John, which is my favorite book, but the book of John. And He said, if we are out of our mind, it is for the Lord's sake. And if we are in our mind, in of our right mind than it is for your sake. And that was Paul telling the people. So it's like, I know that was God confirming that that was him and that he's been teaching me this whole time. People aren't teachable anymore. That's why I'm glad I didn't grow up in a Christian household, because then I would have certain things that I couldn't get out on my brain, such as a pre-rapture and stuff. Like, for example, Catholicism. Catholicism is very evil and very demonic. And I say that because Jesus went against Catholicism before it even was a thing, before it even was a religion. He said, who are my mothers and who are my brothers except those who do the will of the Father? He also said, he is the way, the truth, and the life. Only through him can anybody get through the Father. And then he also said, he can only forgive sins. And he said, do not call anybody else Father, because you have one Father who is in heaven. So, I mean, there's multiple verses. That's just a quick sum of it. But it's like, where's your faith? Why do you believe what you believe? I believe because of blind faith. I never needed proof of anything. Not one time did I ever need proof that God existed. I just knew. And I didn't grow up in a household, but I always had morals. And once you sear those morals, your brain is seared. You're going to no longer have a conscience, which God gives us to stop doing bad things. I'm not sure if that's what it means yet. I have yet to hear from God through his word, not audible, however you say that word, not audible. And I can't speak, but it's not like that. But through his word, he answers my questions. And then he, through his spirit, makes it click. A lot of things I didn't understand, such as the life and death thing. But you got to start asking yourself, why do you believe in God? Is it because something bad happened to you and you have nothing else? What is the reason why? I challenge everybody to ask themselves, why do you have faith? And if you don't have faith, why do you not have faith? Why do you think that it's okay to continue to live in sin when your soul is at stake? It's eternity. People don't realize they don't have eternity. It says in Ecclesiastes, and I know I butchered that, but it says that there's eternity is written on our hearts. And it's like, I don't know if that's true anymore. I know the word never changes, but it's like people don't think of death until death is knocking on their door, and then it's too late. Because once we're gone, we're gone. We can't have faith anymore. Our hope is gone. So I just would like you to really think about why. Why do you have faith? Or why do you not have faith? Don't you want to live a happy and peaceful life? And you can only live peace. Bad things will happen. They'll always happen because this is the world. But you'll be peaceful when bad things happen. You're about to get your head cut off. You'll be at peace because you're going home. That's the end goal, is going home. But I do pray that you think about faith. Because that'll be the building block of your relationship with God. Because if you can't answer that, ask God. Ask God why you believe in him. Sit down and just have a conversation one-on-one with God. It's amazing how peaceful you get. Even if you're in a setting like this, even if it's noisy around you, there's still the quietness of God that can keep you calm and at peace. But I hope you have a blessed and God-fearing day, and just know that we must go, repent, and sin no more. Jesus is coming. Have a blessed one. Bye.